Good morning and welcome to today's Hashi. I'm discussing Fannie Mae and Freddie on agent commissions, more realistic home seller expectations, apartment completions through 2029, and mortgage applications. Today is Wednesday, April 17th, 2024. I am Byron Lazine, and the Hot Sheet starts now. Good morning. Welcome to today's Hot Sheet. Today is BAM Fest Day. It is, Bobby, are you right over there? Or, I didn't touch anything, but all I see is stuff getting screwed up. And if this is any indication of BAM Fest later today, just light the studio on fire. The monitor went black before I even started. The whole thing is a disaster. Good thing we do a live show before the live show every single day. Obviously, this show's live every Monday through Thursday, but we're also going to be live at noon Eastern time today. That's not going to be live here on the YouTube channel. There's only one way to get in. That's to sign up. Bobby, on the live chat, put the link. Somebody yesterday was looking for the link. It wasn't there. It'll be in the description of this YouTube, but we're also going to put it in the live chat. BAM Fest today at noon, from noon to 3 Eastern. I'm kicking it off with Jared James. We're going to be talking about the new changes in the industry, how to prepare for that. We have Chelsea Pites going over marketing and some stuff for social. She's brilliant in that respect. Chris Benjamin, Lisa Chinati on leads. I'll be ending the day with Jordan Cohen. He wrote a book called The Agent's Edge about his listing presentation. I'm going to be picking it apart and how you can get better at your listing presentation. He has clients like Anthony Davis, who tore it up last night for the Lakers, Sylvester Stallone, Aaron Donald from the Los Angeles Rams, a whole bunch of great celebrity clients. But in his book, the listing presentation is relatable to any price point in any market. That's why I love it. Can't wait to have that conversation. So BAM Fest today. We will not have any technical difficulties at BAM Fest, right? And the reason we're not doing it on YouTube and we're doing it where you got to sign up and it's a closed, like virtual webinar experience is because of the music that we're going to be doing. We're talking live DJ to open up, some musical presentations that you've never seen before, first time being released at BAM Fest. So not your typical real estate virtual event, but packed with a whole bunch of tactics and content. I've got some good news here to lead off this hot sheet. And this is something we talked about a few weeks ago. And now we've got some further information on it. GSEs, okay, GSEs we were talking about prior will not count towards buyer agent commissions in the cap on seller concessions. Okay, so just released here within the week. This is a notice on Monday. Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac noted that per their current policy, buyer agent commission paid by the seller or seller's agent will now not count towards IPC limits. Okay, so for agents, this is a win, okay, with all of the changes happening. This was on April 15th. So Monday, Fannie and Freddie issued clarification regarding seller concessions. Buyer agent commissions will not be counted as part of the allowable seller concessions in interested party contributions, IPCs. This is not a new update, but this is clarification that was being asked by Fannie and Freddie. So that clarification is now in. That's good news. That's a win. According to the GSEs selling guides, sellers can contribute between 2 and 9% of the property value towards borrowers' costs. This is for Fannie and Freddie, different for others. Customary fees paid by the sellers are exempt from these limits. Okay. Traditionally, buyers and fees are typically or have been paid sellers or their agents. Listen, they're still going to be paid by sellers, by the way. So the tradition is not going to die. We're seeing across the country, 97, 98, 99% of sellers want to offer buyer comp. They want that competitive advantage in the market. And so the customarily, practice of a seller negotiating what they are going to offer for the buyer comp. Now buyer agent negotiates what they're going to get from the buyer. Okay. Is there a difference That'll be remain to be seen there. But the seller portion will not count against these seller concessions, according to Fannie and Freddie. So clarification there, and I think that's really positive news coming from the financing department here in real estate. Moving on to sellers, more information rather about sellers. Sellers were surveyed recently by Realtor.com, and they have a more realistic approach to market expectations this year. You might be seeing that in your market. You might be seeing more sellers come out of the woodwork, starting to think about putting their home on the market this spring, maybe more than at any point since 2020. I've made the case that if you're 3 years or less in this industry, you've never seen anything like you're about to see the next 12 months in terms of an inventory market. Inventory, in my opinion, is going to grow month over month over month for the next 12 months, obviously outside of the pullback that we'll see around the end of the year holidays and all of that, the winter timeframe when people take their homes off the market. But generally speaking, year over year, just as we are right now, I think inventory is going to continue to grow. And I think sellers are going to become more accustomed to this changing market, more accustomed to the higher financing costs, where we sit at 7.5 on the 30-year fixed as of yesterday's Mortgage News Daily read. Getting more comfortable with that. They might have been sold a line of crap from somebody on the internet that they're going to be at 5% rates this year. And now they're realizing mid-April that's not happening. Okay. Don't be the agent that gets people believing in a crystal ball that's not going to come to fruition this year. 5% 30-year fixed rates, they're not coming. They're not around the corner. If we get to a 5.9, I guarantee when we see the new projections from Fannie and Wells and these guys who are saying 5.9 by the end of Q4 of this year, guarantee that'll be up over 6 when we take a look at that with the current climate that we're in. But even if we got to 5.9, that's not 5. Okay. That is basically 6%. So higher for longer. Jerome Powell said it yesterday. And this is a seller expectation that's going to, if they have that expectation, if the seller understands that about the market, if they're being educated by a great agent like yourself, then they're going to be more prepared for what's to come in their future. People are sick of waiting. Sellers are just done with not having their home on the market, or potential sellers, and they're going to be coming on the market in bigger numbers than we've seen at any point in the last year. Here's evidence to that. How long have you been thinking about selling your home? Okay, 52% are between a year and 2 years. They're getting sick of waiting. Okay, if you've been thinking about doing something for a year or 2 years in your life, isn't it about time to get around to doing it? That's what sellers are starting to think. How about 32.8% between 2 and 3 years? It's how long they've been thinking about selling their house. At some point, they're going to rip that Band-Aid off. They're going to realize the 30-year fixed isn't cooperating. Okay? If you needed a refinance today, you would just kind of look at it and say, geez, I got crappy timing. Of course I do. 7.5 versus 6.5 at different points last year. Okay, more than 3 years is really low, but less than a year is really low. Not sure how long they've been thinking about it is really low. So really everybody's been thinking about selling their home between a year and 3 years. Okay. Do you feel if you had listed sooner, you would have been able to take advantage of a hotter housing market? Most sellers feel that way, which also means that most sellers feel like, okay, I know I'm coming into a different market. I understand I'm coming into a different market. And if I get the right guidance, the right education, then I'll understand that that different market is the one that I'm entering into, not yesterday's. In these markets where we're seeing inventory rise considerably, the smart sellers are pricing for tomorrow's comp, not the lagging comp. The really good agents are helping educate those folks to understand where they need to be in position to today's market, not the records of yesterday. Prices aren't plummeting, but they certainly have softened. It's not the same market that it was in February 2022. Do you feel locked into your current home due to a low interest rate? 50% say yeah, they do feel that way. But 30% or just near it say, yeah, they feel that way, but they need to sell soon no matter what. They got a personal reason. That number is going to grow over the next 12 months. Potential sellers who've got a need can't wait forever. They've got to pull it off at some point. They got to pull that Band-Aid off. They will do it. We're seeing it now. We're seeing that incrementally grow. I'm not claiming this is some type of acceleration and we're back to 2019 inventory levels across the country, although in some markets we're there. Not many, but some. 21% don't feel locked in at all. Probably a bunch of these cash owners, right? Or I guess if they've got an interest rate, they wouldn't fall into that cash category. So 20% of mortgage holders don't feel locked in. Are you concerned about higher mortgage rates will impact the home that you can afford on the other end? Yeah, people feel concerned about that. Are you planning to buy another home at the same time? Yeah, 73% are planning to buy another home. If you've got leads from 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, I promise you there's a ton of buy-sell opportunities inside of those 2, 3, 4-year-old leads. Every day we're pulling out another 2-year-old, 6-month plus, 12-month plus, 18-month plus lead. That's like, yep, I've got one to sell and one to buy. These buy and sell opportunities, people that are looking to do both, are growing right now because they're sick of waiting. And these stats from the survey from Realtor.com back it up. Which of the following do you expect to happen as a result of selling your home in 2024? 30% expect to get their asking price. 25% will be willing to forego contingencies like inspections and appraisals to make the deal. 20% expect to get more than my asking price. Okay, I'd only have that expectation if I'm near the average median price point in a particular town or city. Expect to have an offer within a week. It's 15%. Expect an all cash. Only 15% expect to have an offer within a week. So why, as an agent, would you ever set that expectation if only 15% of your sellers, 1.5 out of 10, even expect an offer in a week? If all you're doing is telling stories online about selling a house in 3 freaking minutes, and you walk into somebody, oh, I sold this one in 2 days, sold this one in 2 days. What are you doing? You're conditioning the seller to be like, dude, if he doesn't sell it in a day, he's not very good. 1.5 out of 10 only expect an offer within a week. 10% expect an all cash offer. 5% don't expect any of these. Okay. How much would you like to sell your home for? Different price categories there. By the way, the slides, they'll be available inside of BAMX. So you can grab those as well as all of the show notes. There's also an article here on BAM.com breaking this down. Or I'm sorry, on nowbam.com. We can't buy BAM.com. Some big oil company or something actually owns it. It's crazy. Tried to buy that. Seller expectations in spring. This is out of the nowbam.com article. Sellers expecting multiple offers in their home, 12%. That's down from 27% in 2023. Sellers have a different expectation about this market. Don't confuse them otherwise. Educate them on what's happening. Okay, this will just reinforce the belief that they already have per this survey. Sellers expecting to sell for more than asking price. That's the 15% I mentioned is down from 31%. Sellers expecting to receive an offer within a week. That's down to from 215 from 37. These numbers are plummeting. Sellers are seeing what's happening in the market. They have a different expectation. Stop talking, wishing, or hoping for February of 2022. 3% interest rates are not coming back. You will have way more gray hair no matter how old you are, or you will have gray hair for the first time the next time you see 3% 30-year fixed mortgage rates. That's how long it's going to be. You may see your kids or your nieces or nephews graduate before you see 3% 30-year fixed rates. That moment in time of the 3% rate is gone. I won't say forever because nothing's forever, but it is gone. If we get to 5% and we can sit at 5% for 5, 6, 7 years on the 30-year fixed, that'd be a great thing for the market. That's a perfect number. That's an ideal number. That's a number that fits in to, okay, let's get a neutral market where neither buyers or sellers are in control. By the way, if I'm a real estate agent, if I'm a real estate investor, I want a normalized market. I want stability. I don't want all of this volatility that we've been experiencing. I don't want uncertainty on the 30-year fixed. I want buyers to have more options. I want sellers to understand that a great agent separates their ability to set a new record from the pack. These are all good things for agents. These are good things for investors to be able to find more deals. Try finding a deal in the last 24 months as an investor. Try finding a deal as an investor when there's free money on the table, really low interest rates. Everybody wants to become an investor then. Watch a YouTube video for 15 minutes, buy a little crypto, and now all of a sudden you're a real estate investor. You're going to buy your first 2-family. You're going to throw in on a multifamily apartment deal because you figured it all out. It's not the market you want as an investor. As an agent, you don't want a market where things that sell in 24 hours is the norm. Because then the expectations of your services change, do they not? Of course they do. All right, that's on nowbam.com, realtor.com survey. All of the show notes, of course, are available every single day inside of BAMX. These are the show notes we put together. If you're new to the show, by the way, let me know in the live chat. If you're new to the hot sheet today, let me know in the live chat. Hit the subscribe button. It's right underneath this video. It's super easy to do. But these show notes, we put them out every single day, Monday through Thursday, and they're available inside of BAMX. BAMX pricing goes up tomorrow. We're going to be talking about this on BAMFest later today. You got to get locked in today, because if you get locked in today, you're a lifetime locked in. So get into BAMX today. You'll get access to these show notes, and you'll be locked into to yesterday's pricings, not tomorrow's. Here I Am is new here. Here You Are is right. I love the name on YouTube. Here I Am. All right, apartment completions. Talked a little bit about new housing starts yesterday on the hot sheet. By the way, you can get replays of the hot sheet, Apple, Spotify. Of course, the replay will be available here in the live tab on this YouTube channel. Talked about the housing starts yesterday. Housing starts are going to go down as inventory continues to rise. New builds are going to go down. You might say, well, what the heck? We're 4 to 7 million homes short to meet demand on single family. As builders see their competition, existing home sales increasing, we're 100,000+ year over year up nationally on inventory. As they see inventory continue to rise, they're going to scale back. They're going to protect their profit margin. They're not going to take extreme risk. They're not going to go a la 2007 and overbuild. They're going to take a look at what the inventory is doing, how it's increasing, and they're going to plan accordingly. Now, multifamilies, I expect to just drop off of a cliff because they've overbuilt the last couple of years. Okay, Yardi did a study on this. They have a forecast, and they've got some information that Resi Club covered. They forecast spans looking out 5 years, 24 to 29, covering 100 U.S. markets. They see a gradual slowdown in multifamily development activity is observed right now, with a significant under construction pipeline supporting high completions. This is lagging data because they started this development years ago. Completions, high completion levels this year and in 2025. Barbara, welcome to the show. Hit subscribe. Make sure you come back. We do the show every Monday through Thursday, 9:30 Eastern time. Okay, if you want to be prepared on your 24-hour look back on housing, this is the show to be a part of. So high completions is going to bottom out in 2026, according to Yardi. That's when the high completions for apartments is going to bottom out. Now, I expect, because of what the cost of financing is, I expect I expect a really low level of new starts as we're seeing these completions come online. These completions are also good news, going to bring inflation down naturally, because there's going to be a more competitive environment for rental properties, for apartments. If all this new inventory is coming online, what's going to happen? These developers, these builders are going to have to compete with each other on price. I got more amenities. I got more perks. I got 2 months free rent. Okay. I'm not saying single family rents is going to come down in price, but I am saying in some of the metros that apartments are going to be more competitive, which naturally cools off pricing. The number of multifamily units forecasted to be completed. Okay, but this is lagging data. So take that into consideration. All of these new units that are coming online here in 2024 started a couple of years ago. 553,000 for this year, 469 for 25, and then a bottoming in 26 of 385,000. The multifamily starts that we're seeing right now, which is why you'll see a bottoming in 2026, the multifamily starts is below 2019 levels. Multifamily investors are not as bullish because of the cost of financing and the amount of building that they've done the last few years. So I do expect that bottoming out in 2026 to be accurate per the Yardi matrix. Here is location multifamily completions by year. Austin leading the pack. It's no surprise that Austin has been one of these markets where we've actually saw a over the last 18 months or call it, and I see Jeremy Knight here in the live chat. Jeremy can correct me if I'm wrong. I know pockets of Austin this year have gone up in price has rebounded, but generally speaking, we have a ghost breaking into the studio. Window just completely dropped. Note to the property manager, change these windows. You've been talking about it for 2 years. Okay. Bobby's cracking up because I'm blasting property manager, but we have been hearing about the windows for years. Okay. Austin, you saw significant price cooling in comparison to low inventory markets across the country. And there are many, analysts who say Austin year over year is down on pricing. Okay. We actually took a look at that. Well, it's no surprise because look at Austin. They're leading the pack on multifamily completions. And going out to 2029, they're going to add the most. Okay, well, why would that impact house prices? Well, when interest rates rise, like we've seen, and I've got the ability to we've got a competitive environment on rents. We've got an abundance of apartments coming online and online. I can go rent for a year and save some money and have all of these amenities, or I can go buy, and you see that shift, and that creates inventory buildup in a place like Austin. Jeremy says, hey, it's how you look at the data. And this is why understanding what's being highlighted on the macro data, which is what we're going to cover here on this show each and every single day. It's what we've been doing for over a year. Okay, I've got the macro. It's important to understand the macro just as it is to understand the micro. Jeremy in his market can say, hey, here are the pockets of Austin that are going up. Austin Board of Realtors has Austin up year over year and month over month. While a lot of the national, to oppose Jeremy's Austin Board of Realtors position, which I would argue, like Jeremy's making an argument, they probably have better data than some of these metros that might include the outskirts of Austin or whatever, Realtor.com or some of these other ones that might say, hey, Austin is down. Okay, you got to understand how to break that down. Buying Dominican, you can pop that up later, Bobby. I'll take a look at that and I'll answer that question for buying Dominican Republic. I mean, we put out so much NAR data. We have a live update feed on nowbam.com, but I'll address buying Dominican Republic comment there. And if you want to have a specific question, I'll answer a couple questions here at the end of the show. All right, taking a look further here at multifamily unit completions by year: Phoenix, Denver, Charlotte, Dallas, north part of Dallas, Houston West, Orlando, Nashville, Miami, Raleigh, Durham, Jersey, Northern, to support New York City, move outside the city, Seattle, Tampa, Washington, Boston, Dallas, suburban, LA, Fort Worth. These are the locations where we're going to see the most multifamily apartments coming online. Okay. Look at Manhattan, really low, 27,000. Jacksonville's done a ton of building. Now the projection going forward is pretty low. Jacksonville's done a ton of building here recently. Okay. Forecast for multifamily unit completions by year. A lot are coming online in Austin this year and next. So the inventory situation in Austin, it's just going to get bigger here over the next 24 months. But that's also a place that people are moving into. So probably a place that can support it. You see here, like Houston West, okay, 14,000. So more of these next 2 years, bottoms out in 2026, like the rest of the country. And then it's got some numbers that grow, bottoms out to 9,000 rather than 2026, and then goes all the way back up to 12,000 in 2029. So Yardi expects that more starts will happen 26, 27, completions will increase by 29. William Burton Charleston says in these other entities should start putting out data for the top 100 metros. This one was the top 100. So yeah, this one here from Yardi is the top 100 U.S. metros from 2024 to 2029. I don't know if you're looking for Charleston to be included more often. Is that why you're claiming that? I'm not sure. Would Charleston be a top 100 metro? I'll let you answer that. I'm not sure. Let's take a look at what the answer is for mortgage application data. It's something we need to cover every single week. Mortgage application data gives us an indication of how much demand is out there. Is it going up or is it going down? The seasonally adjusted purchase index, I don't care about the overall number. I care about the purchase index, and it increased week over week. So we got 2 weeks away from the holiday, and boom, mortgage demand in an increasing mortgage rate environment goes up 5% from the week earlier. The unadjusted purchase index was 6% compared with the previous week, only 10% lower than the same week a year ago. Just a week ago, we saw that number 23% lower than a year ago. So this week, a lot better for demand. It's also got a lot more new listings. Total mortgage applications, which includes refi, was up 3.3% from the week earlier. So all indications on demand on mortgage application, according to Mortgage Banker Association, is up in the last week. That's really good news. Okay, that's hopeful that we're going to get into this core part of the spring market in the latter half of the spring market with deal activity, despite where we're at on the 30-year fixed. Of course, the 10-year not cooperating. That's why we're seeing the 30-year fixed go up 4.632 right now. This, unless the job market breaks, is going to continue to be higher than we all want to see it. And you can expect higher for longer when you talk about all rates, unless something really breaks here. 7.5 on the 30-year fixed. That's a high for the year at 7.5. That was yesterday's read. Okay. Reminder: BAMFest today, noon Eastern. BAMFest. We'll put it back into the comment. The link, absolutely free. This virtual summit will be giving away 2 tickets to BAM Camp DC. I'm going to be giving away 20 of Jordan Cohen's book, Agent's Edge. I've read it 3 times. It's phenomenal. I'm going to be doing a fireside chat with him, walking it down on the listing presentation strategies that he has. Phenomenal stuff. So there's going to be some giveaways going on. That's at noon. I want you to pop up that comment. Yeah. And I don't know if he followed up on that at all. Did he follow up on that? I need someone that knows the NAR situation deeply to explain it to viewers of my channel. Oh, he wants somebody to come on his channel. Any recommendations? Okay. So the viewers of your channel are consumers. And I would ask you, I'm unfamiliar, so the viewers of your channel are coming in to buy in the Dominican Republic, I would imagine, obviously. And so have rules and regulations changed there. I'd like to, if you want buying Dominican Republic, email me offline. Maybe even I can come on the channel and help you with that, or use any of the data that we're putting out there to use. Email me at, well, I know my email, but you were saying something else about it. The hot sheet downloads break it down. So if you're in BAMX, those hot sheet downloads obviously have a whole bunch of information on that. But email me and I'm happy to help. Byron@nowbam.com for that. Okay. Any other questions here on this one? All right, we've got a big day live today, 12 Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific time, BAM Fest. There's going to be some giveaways. You'll be entered if you sign up for BAM Fest. By the way, signing up for BAM Fest is the only way you can see it because it's not live on YouTube. We've got a whole music component to the experience. That's why we can't go on YouTube. So only way to see it is to RSVP. And if you don't RSVP sign up, you don't get your chance at the replay. So if you're like, man, I got appointments today, I wish I could have been there, sign up anyway so you can get the replay. Sign up anyway so you can get a chance to get 2 BAM Camp DC tickets for you and a friend. I'm giving away a bunch of the books. Jordan Cohen, How to Crush Your Listing Presentation. He's got clients like Anthony Davis, Sylvester Stallone, Aaron Donald from the Rams. He can't say it, but I will. LeBron James, anybody ever heard of him? Okay. He's worked with some of the best. Jared James, how to position yourself on the upcoming shift in the real estate industry. If you haven't been following Jared on Instagram, then you might be unfamiliar with him. But if you are following him, you know this is going to be a fireside chat. This is going to be a ridiculous conversation. Chelsea Pites, what kind of content is working now? Okay. Some of her techniques on Instagram are just incredible. Chris Benjamin talking about mindset for creativity. If those sunglasses are not creative, I don't know what is. Did we screw him over on the edit? Did we put those on his face? No, he was actually wearing those. He chose to wear those. Lisa Chinati, best strategies to handle leads. I'm going to be moderating 2 of those talks. You've got the broke agent and actually agents as well hosting that. So I'll see you guys there at noon Eastern. We're going to have some discounts for BAMX. Price goes up for BAMX. 1 year anniversary of BAMX tomorrow. Now that we're doing BAMX in a box content done for you, drop every single Friday. The price is going up considerably, over double. If you get in today, use the BAM Fest code when we have it up later today. If you get into BAMX today, you're going to be lifetime locked into your current price, which is going to be a huge difference. So hope to see you guys there. Thank you for tuning in. I will be back tomorrow. I'll obviously be on BAM Fest today, but I'll be back tomorrow, 9:30 for closing out the week on Hot Sheet. I'll recap a little bit of BAM Fest and we'll get into the 24-hour look back on housing. This is the only place live on the internet Monday through Thursday that gives you a 24-hour look back on housing, on everything you need to know as a real estate agent, investor, or someone in the housing industry. Until BAM Fest later today, of course, toodaloo.